104 matches, 16 cities, 3 host countries, 4 time zones. 48 teams separated by 4,500 kilometers. The 2026 FIFA World Cup has not simply changed the scale of this tournament, it has fundamentally altered how teams must endure the journey. Without understanding the new math, before the group stage ends, the knockout phase becomes difficult to follow. Teams that seemed eliminated are still playing, and the expected contenders are already traveling home. The previous 32-team World Cup produced 64 matches. This one produces 104. 48 teams are divided into 12 groups of 4. Every team plays 3 group stage matches, one against each opponent in their group. The top 2 from each group advance automatically to the round of 32, producing 24 teams. The final 8 spots go to the best third place finishers across all 12 groups, ranked by points, then goal difference, goals scored, disciplinary record, and if teams still cannot be separated by FIFA World Ranking. A third place finish is no longer an automatic exit. That one rule change alters how every manager in this tournament approaches their third group game. Welcome to Football Deconstructed. Let's break down the beautiful game. The geography adds another layer of difficulty that the format alone does not capture. 11 stadiums are spread across the United States, from Levi Stadium in San Francisco to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, roughly 4,500 kilometers apart. Canada contributes 2 venues, BMO Field in Toronto and BC Place in Vancouver. Mexico adds 3, Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, Estadio BBVA in Monterrey and Estadio Akron in Guadalajara. The tournament is organized into Western, Central and Eastern geographic zones, but teams move between them, absorbing time zone shifts, altitude changes and climate variation across the group stage. The Estadio Azteca sits at over 7,300 feet above sea level. Guadalajara is at over 5,000 feet. Miami is at sea level in subtropical humidity. Colombia's manager Nestor Lorenzo confirmed publicly what sports science data already shows. Competing across those 3 environments within a single group stage is as much a physiological test as a footballing one. Some squads are prepared for it, others are not. That gap will show in the later stages. The tournament opened on June 11, 2026, with Mexico hosting South Africa at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. The final takes place on July 19th at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. 39 days, 104 matches across 16 venues. Group A is built around Mexico's structural advantages as a host nation. The Estadio Azteca provides altitude and home support simultaneously. South Africa countered with Teboho Mokoena, the long-range specialist, in an opening fixture that echoed the 2010 tournament opener between the same 2 nations in Johannesburg. South Korea brings Son, their all-time leading scorer and the captain, alongside a pressing structure built around European-based players. They are looking to grab the second automatic qualification spot. Czechia, who eliminated Denmark on penalties in the UEFA playoff final, will try to capture third spot. Tomáš Souček anchors Czechia's physicality in midfield, and round of 32 represents a realistic goal for a team comfortable defending deep. Group B is Canada's clearest opportunity to demonstrate what this generation, guided by manager Jesse Marsch, can produce. Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David are their 2 most prominent stars, and they opened on home soil in Toronto. Bosnia and Herzegovina qualified by eliminating Italy, sending the Azzurri out of the World Cup for the 3rd consecutive tournament. Edin Dzeko, a veteran with the help of young and exciting talent like Bayraktarevic and Alajbegovic, will try to lead the Bosnia squad out of the group stage for the first time in their history. Switzerland are consistent, defensively organized and difficult to break down. Although without Jordan Shaqiri, Murat Yakin's team will be led by captain Granit Xhaka. Qatar return, having scored once and lost all 3 group games as hosts in 2022. with Akram Afif their most dangerous individual threat. Group C is where Brazil make their statement or face their first serious exam. Under Carlo Ancelotti, Brazil have returned to more attacking and fluid system. This tournament will likely be last for Neymar. A Brazilian cult icon will feature in his fourth World Cup if he manages to recover in time. Morocco, first African nation to reach semi-finals, are not a surprise any longer. They are a legitimate quarter-final level team, with Hakimi providing the attacking thrust from right back. Scotland returned to their first World Cup since 1998. Their strength in midfield provides realistic opportunity for upsetting predicted group order. Haiti, CONCACAF nation, will compete in just their second World Cup as they will look for Sunderland's Wilson Isidore strength to produce the most attacking moments. Group D places one of the three host nations on a collision course with a difficult bracket. United States opened at SoFi Stadium in LA against Paraguay. Deploying the high press system Mauricio Pochettino has installed around Christian Pulisic's individual capacity to change matches. Paraguay, with Miguel Almiron as their most technically accomplished player, will attempt to make the remaining games as difficult and as low scoring as their defensive discipline allows. Australia bring collective running and organizational discipline rather than individual quality. Türkiye returned to the World Cup for the first time since 2002 when they managed to beat the host South Korea for third place finish. With Arda Güler, Real Madrid's 20-year-old attacking midfielder, as the group's most exciting young talent. Group E is Germany's group to lose. Julian Nagelsmann has reconstructed a high-pressing, high-tempo identity around stars like Florian Wirtz and Yamal Musiala, who at 23 are operating at the level of the world's best attacking midfielders. Ecuador are the group's most credible challenger, with most strength in their backline. Piero Hincapié and Willian Pacho, both finalists at this season's UEFA Champions League final, make one of the most complete central back pairings in whole tournament. Ivory Coast have never advanced from a World Cup group stage. Their offensive line is packed with talented wingers. Likes of Pepe, Diomande, Simon Adingra and United's Amand Diallo will definitely help them try changing that record despite being in group with Ecuador and Germany. Last in this group is Curacao, a nation of 156,000 people, the smallest country ever to reach a World Cup. Group F contains one of the most tactically interesting matchups of the group stage. Japan, the first nation to qualify for this tournament, they deploy one of the most cohesive high-pressing systems in international football, despite lacking their star winger Karu Mitoma. The Netherlands, organized under Ronald Koeman, with Virgil van Dijk anchoring the defensive line and Cody Gakpo providing the attacking output, are built to absorb pressure and convert efficiently. Sweden qualified through the playoff route despite winning no games in UEFA qualifying. Viktor Gyökeres scored the decisive goal against Poland to get them here. Tunisia are another team that have never advanced from a World Cup group stage. Group G presents Belgium, who despite passing of their golden generation are still favorites to win the group. Kevin De Bruyne remains the creative engine, Thibaut Courtois is one of the world's best goalkeepers, and Jeremy Doku adds a different attacking dimension in wide areas. For a generation of Belgian players who have never reached a major final, this is likely the last opportunity at a tournament of this scale. Egypt's structure and strategy are built almost entirely around Mohamed Salah. Despite Liverpool form, he is still one of the most dangerous forwards in the bracket. Iran bring defensive organization and will try to go through from a group that is competitive below Belgium. New Zealand, Oceania's sole qualifier, rely on Chris Wood's aerial presence, who will try to help Kiwis avoid a near certain group stage exit. Group H contains Spain, FIFA's top-ranked team and Euro 2024 winners, a squad that has lost twice since the start of 2023. Lamine Yamal, Barcelona's teenage winger, has been managing a muscular issue that is expected to limit his involvement in the early group games. Uruguay share the same group, with Federico Valverde as their most influential player and a defensive organization that has historically been capable of grinding results against better resourced opponents. Saudi Arabia changed their manager 56 days before their opening fixture against Uruguay, with Salem Al-Dawsari providing the individual quality that produced their famous victory over Argentina in 2022. Cape Verde, representing a nation of fewer than 600,000 people, face a group that tests the limits of what their squad can absorb. Group I starts France's route to the final, with Didier Deschamps in what is expected to be his final major tournament as manager. The squad depth, especially in attack, gives Deschamps a sweet torment. Mbappé, Olise, Dembele, Cherki, Doué would certainly start for any other team, but if they want to have balanced starting 11, some of them will need to spend significant amount of time on the bench. Senegal Lions are the legitimate challenge in this group. Sadio Mane leads a physically imposing, high-energy team, and their transition game is capable of disrupting any opponent. Norway qualified with 37 goals in 8 matches in UEFA qualifying, 16 of those scored by Erling Haaland. Tournament's favorite dark horse system is designed to channel the ball to him in the final third as efficiently as possible. Iraq returned to the World Cup for the first time in 40 years, having qualified against Bolivia. Group J is defined by the defending champions Argentina. Under Lionel Scaloni, they are organized as a collective unit rather than a collection of individuals. However, Lionel Messi at 38 provides a competitive dimension that extends beyond statistics. Austria returned to the World Cup for the first time since 1998, with Ralf Rangnick creating teams striving to play a high-intensity vertical pressing system that creates genuine problems for organized defenses. They are one of the more underestimated sides in the bracket. Algeria bring Riyad Mahrez's pace and technical quality in wide areas along with a counter-attacking structure capable of exploiting space, though their defensive numbers from qualifying suggest vulnerability. Jordan, with Moussa Tamari as their most dangerous creative player, are competing in their first World Cup and face a group that will test the limits of that inexperience. Group K is Portugal's structural examination. Bruno Fernandes alongside Vitinha, Bernardo Silva and João Neves provides the competition's strongest midfield line. Team that with or without Cristiano Ronaldo in a primary role has the quality to progress deep into the knockout rounds. Ronaldo will compete in his 6th and final World Cup. Colombia are the technically complete team, with iconic James Rodriguez showcasing his final dance in the tournament. Their pressing system makes them a realistic dark horse for the quarterfinals. DR Congo returned to the World Cup after 52 years, having beaten Jamaica in qualifying. Yoane Wissa and Cedric Bakambu will lead their attack. Uzbekistan, with almost their entire squad playing domestically, are making debut World Cup appearance. Group L closes the bracket with England. Thomas Tuchel's squad carries the deepest pool of Premier League talent in the tournament, and Bayern's Harry Kane, operating as the attacking fulcrum, is the most complete player of his generation in that position. Croatia bring Luka Modric to his 5th World Cup at 40 years old, returning from surgery in a squad that has reached the final in 2018 and 3rd place in 2022, and which has consistently performed beyond its resources in the tournament football. Ghana have technically gifted players, though the squad is young and building toward future tournaments rather than this one. Panama return after missing 2022. They deploy a deep defensive structure and face a group that will probably expose the gap in quality at this level. Those are 48 teams spread across 12 groups, 104 matches across 39 days in 3 host nations and 4 time zones. Winning this tournament requires a specific kind of squad construction, not simply talent, depth sufficient to absorb 3 group games across different climates and altitudes without losing structural coherence. A management staff capable of rotating that depth without losing tactical identity, and squad capable of sustaining that structure through the pressure of a knockout round and then another and then another. Spain have the most complete squad in the competition. France have the attacking depth and Mbappé. Germany and England have established systems with individual match winners. Argentina have the collective resilience and Messi. Brazil always have technically talented players and proven winner in Ancelotti. Portugal with strength in midfield and Ronaldo's hunger for only trophy he misses in his career. While FIFA frames the expansion to 48 teams as a triumph for global inclusion, critics argue it dilutes the tournament's elite prestige just to pack the schedule. Yet for nations like Curacao, Haiti, Iraq, the DR Congo and Uzbekistan, it represents a historic opportunity for footballing growth, national pride and infrastructure development. Winning the 2026 World Cup requires not only footballing quality but the capacity to function under conditions that no previous edition of this tournament has demanded to this degree. Whatever happens, we are about to witness a tournament like no other. Let's sit back, enjoy the beautiful game and enjoy the World Cup.